The following podcast is a Dear Media production.
Hello, and welcome back to your favorite podcast,
De-influenced.
I kind of forgot what our intro was. I'm glad that you said de-influence because I was forgetting. It's the postpartum brain too, which is a real thing.
I have a funny story to tell.
Okay.
So we have a producer in the room. It's a male, and he clearly did something different with his hair. And Dani sits down.
Well, and I feel like he's lost 10 pounds too.
Hold on. So
nailed it. He said 10 pounds.
He sits down, or Dani sits down. She's like, "Oh my gosh, did you do something with your hair?" And he's like, "Yeah, actually, I've been growing it out." And she's like, "Oh, have you been working out?" And I go, "Dani, that man." There's this meme on the internet of guys are always like, one time this grandma told me 7 years ago that I looked handsome and I remembered it forever. Guys just so crave this affirmation. I was like, Dani, that man will remember this forever.
That's so funny because you would assume men wouldn't, but everybody's like that.
No, every man wants some type of affirmation, I think. But what's so funny about this story, and this is the shadow side of the story.
You look very handsome today.
No. Let me tell you something. I have been working out like a fiend for 3 months, and you have never walked in the room and go, "Oh, babe."
Okay,
I have to take my shirt off and take all of my clothes off, and I have to flex in front of you, and then I say, "Babe, do you see this?" And you still ignore me.
Because you literally do it every morning and every night. You do it nonstop. So it's gotten to the point where I'm like, yes, you look good.
Yeah.
It's
just funny. That was really sweet.
I have noticed that you're looking more buff.
Yeah, and so is Nathan.
Yeah, exactly. Everybody, it's a new year.
Yeah, new year.
Everyone except for me, really. Actually, did you notice today I'm wearing something outside of sweatpants?
Yeah.
It's giving a little Miss Frizzle. But is it Miss Frizzle? That's her name? Magic School Bus?
Oh, I wouldn't remember.
Magic School Bus?
I never really watched that show.
That was a cornerstone of my youth. You didn't watch it at school?
No.
That's a public school novelty.
No, never watched it at school.
Oh man, we watched it so much.
The only time I remember watching that is maybe in third grade. You know those big vans that had the TVs in them?
Yeah.
I would watch Dragon Tales, I think, and Magic School Bus on the way to third grade, but I never got into it after that.
Where did you get a big? Who was picking you up from school?
I actually don't remember. Maybe it was a neighborhood carpool. Maybe it was a stranger.
It was a stranger. Oh gosh.
The other thing about my media diet growing up is we've talked about this, I think, before.
Mm-hmm.
And this is no knock on parenting, but I feel like I watched American Pie when I was 9 years old.
That was definitely not okay.
Well, I think that I don't really know. We just had so many DVDs and they were all rated R. And I just remember my parents being totally cool that I watched them.
You're 8 years old. They're like, no, Jordan's cool. He can watch it.
I remember being,
kids.
You remember that movie Night at the Roxbury?
No, that one, no.
With Will. Anyway, I watched that I remember one day I watched that 8 times in a row and I think I was 10 years old.
Well, didn't you also fall asleep to Baywatch?
That's true. I did. I loved Baywatch
Kim
when I was
Anderson?
4. Yes, when I was 4 years old, I fell asleep to Baywatch.
Every day.
I would stay up till 10 because I wanted to watch Baywatch.
Which is so funny because if y'all know Jordan's parents or you or your brother, you're not crazy kids. Y'all are all very traditional.
And
family.
I had another friend who his dad, he was 16 years old.
Uh-huh.
And his dad wouldn't let him watch Flubber. And that guy went buck wild in college.
Yeah, that's why.
I didn't even drink until I was 21.
He's F you, dad is 21 years old.
I think the moral of the story is you really can't control how your kids are going to end up.
Wow, that's deep.
Yeah.
Especially for today's episode.
Yeah. So
Speaking of trauma.
So what is you came in hot. We had a script and Dani said, ripped the script in half and said, I'm going to tell people where I've been.
Yeah. So I decided, I always kind of assumed I would address it somewhat immediately when I came back online, a month or so back online. I'm probably not going to address everything. I'll probably leave out 20%.
I bet you won't.
No, I probably will. Just because, we'll save some of it for the book.
Yeah.
That I might write one day in 10 years.
Yeah.
But no, but So yeah, I always figured I would address it. It has been funny, like coming back, I feel like people are kind of over it though.
Yeah.
They're kind of like, oh, she wasn't at the Tarte trip. Like, cool. She was just taking a break. So I don't even actually feel like I need to address it. Because yeah, I was just taking a break and you don't owe anyone anything. Like you can take a break and that's okay. And you don't have to explain yourself but I just kind of want to, I guess.
Yeah.
So
all right, buckle up. Where do you want to begin?
So okay. I guess I'll begin with 2024.
Okay.
2024 was actually a pretty good year in general. Like when you look at everything that we accomplished, I actually wrote down a bunch of the things that we did in 2024, just because, two things can be true.
Yeah, no, read them off. I think it's a great exercise in gratitude.
Yeah, exactly. So we launched our big ass luxury scent that I always wanted to do called She's a Lady with my grandma, Goey. We launched our Electric Picks collab. Divi launched in 2024 dry shampoo, hydrating shampoo and conditioner, whipped hair mask, air dry cream,
leave-in conditioner. That's the whipped mask. The spray, the leave-in spray. I played in the MLB Celebrity All-Star Game. We had crazy guests on, like Jess from Love is Blind, Matt and Rachel, RIP, Mom Talk, the president of Toyota, Jefferson Bethke, Tay and Kay, Matt and Abby. We had a lot of cool guests. Sorry if I'm leaving some other people out. You spoke at that Chase event.
Featured in WWD, which was huge for us. We signed with Dear Media. We rebranded our podcast. Spoke at the Forbes 30 Under 30 Summit. Made the Forbes top creator list 3 times in a row. Spoke at the Forbes creator event. Gave away like basically, $65,000 worth of luxury goods. Did so many massive giveaways.
Double Divi's business.
Spoke at the JP Morgan Summit.
Longhorns ranked 5 in the country. You went and spoke on my behalf at the University of Texas, where I was supposed to speak. Wow.
And all while I was pregnant. So I did all those things pregnant, pretty much.
And you know what? It still wasn't enough.
It wasn't that it wasn't enough. I just feel like in 2023, the end of 2023, 2024, everything just changed with my kids getting older. And I also, I had a team of like 7 people. And so at the same time doing all of that, I also am like, y'all, I'm so freaking hard on myself. Like the expectations I have on myself are brutal enough, but then also I've always putting pressure on myself to keep my team happy and make sure, like, for some reason I have this like lie in my head or this idea in my head, like, I don't want my team to work for a loser. Like,
that's crazy.
And so I feel like I have to push myself so that my team is growing with me. And I want them, I'm like, I can't just be like a normal mommy blogger. Like I have to be excelling because like these people's jobs and careers are in my hands and I feel responsible for them too. So in every aspect of my career, whether it's LTK, podcast guests, content, crazy giveaways, like I feel like I can't be normal in all of them. I have to be excelling at all of them. And people always ask like all the time, like, how do you do it all? I mean, I don't think that I was even like realizing what we were doing. And I wasn't ever like appreciative or content with whatever we were accomplishing because there was always something more. And I think it really started to affect my mental health as my kids got older. I think when I didn't have kids or my kids were younger and it was really only affecting me or our marriage, like you were a big boy enough to like see what was going on and take care of yourself. But when it starts affecting like your kids, that's whenever my self-esteem started to plummet. Cause I was like, man, like I'm really not really feeling content in my work. But then I also feel like I'm not the mom that I want to be. So the start of 2024, I think I really had this vision of the mom that I was like set out. Like I want to become this person. And like I could not do it. Like I could not accomplish it. I could not like change. I was so stuck in my ways and stuck in like these unhealthy, toxic patterns of just like more and more and more. And if like something is not hitting the right way, like we'll just do more, like for another dopamine hit, for another whatever. And like it just and it never hit. It never hit anymore. And so that's really sad because then you're doing all these amazing things. You're speaking at Forbes. I found out I made the Forbes top creator list. And like when I tell you guys, like my soul was dead inside. Like I did not, like usually in the past, I'd call my mom and dad, be like, I made the list. Oh my gosh, like freaking out or excited. I felt literally nothing. Like, so there were all these amazing things happening and I felt just bland. And so I knew that was a problem, but I was always meeting with my mentor like once a week and I'm like, listen, I'm gonna have to blow my life up one day. I was like, listen, I'm too extreme of a person to like deconstruct this and pull one layer apart and be like, let's get rid of this and let's do it. I can't do it. Yeah.
Okay, I have a question.
Yeah.
Can we just address, it's so funny because like in this whole story arc, the reason I laugh so hard of you being like, I'm going to have to blow my life up is because what I want the audience to picture is like for probably the past like 2 years, I've been like, Dani, like, let's just like dial this down or like, let's just do this, like one small change, 2 degrees to the left. And this girl is stubborn as all be out and like would not, you were stuck. We called it internally the hamster wheel.
Yeah.
You know, because she was just this little hamster, like, and she's like, I'm so tired. And it's like, okay, we'll get off the wheel. And you're like, I can't. The wheel's so good.
I was like literally stuck on the wheel, like just running as hard as I could. And, but yeah, I was like truly dead inside. And I wouldn't call it depression. I wouldn't call it, wasn't struggling with anxiety or anything. There were spouts of like depression, probably from the hormones, like when my first trimester, but I wouldn't call it any of that. It was just like general discontent, probably.
Yeah.
Like,
and what was like, I mean, you know, your even if your mind wasn't willing to acknowledge it, I feel like you had a lot of health issues in like 2024 too.
Yes. So I had, this was like a huge factor that I'm actually still dealing with, but I told you guys, I had the influenza A, influenza B, or COVID every month for 10 months out of the 12. Like literally I was always sick. And then I would get over one and then I'd be healthy for 2 weeks and then I'd be sick again, like just like chronically ill. And so I'm working with like an immune specialist right now, trying to get to the root of it because it's still happening. When I had my baby, I had bronchitis. I didn't leave the house. Obviously, you know, I had a newborn and it just turned into influenza A. Then my kids got it and then I got mastitis. So literally my first 3 weeks of being postpartum, I have had chills, aches, and fever like almost every single day. And breastfeeding on top of that, like it's just, and this is just kind of like the cycle of my life. Like I was always sick like this, but then I just wouldn't stop and I would just do more and more. I'd take some Advil, do more. Like, and I mean, I was literally in the hospital, like in the emergency room from this GERD. I was like throwing up when I was pregnant because I had this horrible acid reflux. And I'm supposed to be making like a QVC. I'm supposed to be on QVC at like 1 p.m. and it's like 9 a.m. I'm like, give me the drugs. I got to make this flight. Like, they're like, Dani, you're not going anywhere. Like, I just couldn't stop. And so I just needed this. I needed to honestly like blow up my life. And like, I kind of did. Like, I told my friends and my family, and we'll save a lot of the blow up, or like, honestly, I would call it like a rock bottom. We'll save a lot of that story. We don't have to talk about everything right now, but I eventually told my friends, like I have like 7 best girlfriends. And then I told my family and I was like, y'all will not be hearing from me. I will be going bye-bye. I will not have my phone. I will be just off the grid. And and that's what I did. And I was able to focus a lot on like this inner healing that I needed to do. I know that's such like a, you know, I don't know, like hippie word, but like I really needed to do it. I needed to know like, why am I like this? Like, why am I so obsessed with accomplishments? Like, why do I deep down feel so empty and like I'm never good enough? And like it all comes from like your childhood. Like it always does. And like I've told you, but like I was like the 6th grader that like was running for class president, and like if I didn't get class president, like it would make me sick to my stomach. Like I would just be obsessed because I didn't feel like Dani alone was ever good enough. Dani needed to be class president. She needed to be captain of the volleyball team. She needed to be, because otherwise I wasn't valuable. Like I didn't have anything special for people to actually like about me. I didn't think I was like pretty. I didn't think I was funny. I didn't think I was smart. I didn't think I was like anything. So I always thought, okay, I have to like manufacture this version of me that people will fall in love with. And for my childhood, I think it really worked because I got like a lot of attention and I felt important. I mean, like y'all, I was literally class president or like some VP or so, like every single year from 6th grade till I was a senior, like not even joking. And I was always the captain of whatever sport I did. I played every single sport and I hated it. That's the funniest thing. I hated it. I had so much anxiety before these basketball games. Like I weighed like 80 pounds and these girls are like demolishing me. But I couldn't let go because I'm like, well, I'm an athlete and I have to play all the sports and I have to be good at all of them. And so it just like, and then, you know, you take someone like that, that's just not really ever really content with just being Dani. And then you put them on Instagram and you put them on, it's like the perfect drug for me. Like, it's like, I get the dopamine hits that I always wanted every single day, every single moment of my life until I don't. And then what do I do? Like, and then that's when like the depression kicks in. That's whenever like unhealthy patterns and toxic like relationships online, not relationship online. Sorry. That sounded like I was like talking to boys online. No, it's not like that. Toxic friendships like start to happen. And there's this psychiatrist, his name is Gabor Mate, and he talks about your authentic self versus like attachment. And your authentic self is like when you like actually love yourself and you're actually like willing to hurt other people or like let other people down because you are so confident in who you are, which is like kind of like what we should strive for. But then there's this attachment side of yourself that like you will completely deny your true self just so you can have attention and love from other people. Like if there is a version of you that people like better, that gives you more attention, gives you more laughs, gives you more smiles, like you're like, screw the real Dani. Like I'm this Dani today. And like, that is so me. Like I did everything for the attachment because I wanted to feel important and I wanted to feel valuable. And, you know, it's just so funny because it all really works until you have kids. I mean, when I say it works, it's unfulfilling and it's sad. And like you have to struggle a lot. But like when you have kids, it was really hard for me because like I don't think that I realized until 2024, like I always felt this huge responsibility with, I'm going to say 3 million people because we're about to hit 1 million on TikTok. With these 3 million people that follow along with our life. Like I've always felt this I genuinely feel this like heart for those people. I really do. And I feel like God gave me that heart for those people. But I've always known like there's like I don't know, like I wasn't taking care of myself in order to take care of those people. And then I felt like I prioritized the 3 million people over the 3 people now I have in my home, which are my kids. And I feel like my true calling now is to minister to my 3 little babies in like prioritizing that over my 3 million. And like that will come. But like my true calling is as a mother. And like I've never been able to accept that. I've always been like, I'm a girl boss. I don't call myself a girl boss, but like in my head, I'm like, I'm a career woman. Like I'll never be a stay-at-home mom. Like I'll always be working and all this. And in 2024, like I feel like God started to change my heart in that way. Like he was like, no, like you, like I want you to be a mom. Like I want you to like take care of your babies and prioritize your family. And like I just went down like kicking and screaming and fighting. But then I feel like my heart truly changed. And like I didn't know how to change myself. So when it came down to the social media break, like it was a very you know me, I don't really think about things. Like I just kind of do it. Like sometimes, like I just like if I think about it too much, it stresses me out. So like if there's like a task at hand, I'm like, okay, let's do it right now. That's kind of how I felt about posting about my social media break. Like I kind of was just like, I'm gonna jump into it, dive head first, see what happens. I didn't really have a plan of like what I was when I was gonna come back, how much I was gonna share, what was going on. Like I really didn't have any of that, but I knew I needed to change my behaviors in my life and I knew I needed to change my environment. And when I say environment, I didn't mean like I don't think you always have to change like literally moving to a new city or like change move into a new house, whatever it is. When I thought of environment, I thought of the people I was around, what I was consuming, what I was doing on a daily basis, what I valued. Like I just felt like I needed to like throw it all away and like start from scratch. And then when I thought of changing my behaviors, like I was like, I know that in order to change, like actually change, like to be a changed woman, I know it's going to take time. Like I knew it wasn't going to be overnight. And that kills me because everything I ever want to do, I want to fix it instantly. I want there to be an instant fix. Um, and that's probably like a little bit from my childhood. Like, I mean, I love my parents were amazing because they always like introduced me to my faith, took us to church, but there was a lot of like pray it away type of behavior in my like childhood. Which so I don't know if I'd ever seen like real change, like someone actually change and like what it takes to change as a person, like how much work goes into it. And it was shocking when I started my break because I started to actually sit with myself and like see like, okay, what do I value or what do I like or what is my calling or what? And it was like sad. Like it was sad how little I had matured over the past like 5 to 10 years, probably because of how much my work got in the way. Like I felt like I was 20 years old. Like I was like, what do I even value in in my life? What do I like about myself? Am I even funny? Am I nice? Am I a good person? Like, and you have to sit with all these things because you don't have work or this dopamine rush to like get you going anymore. So you just sit with it and like stare at yourself. And so, I mean, half of the break was just that was just like sitting in the muck and being like, well, this is what I don't like. This is what I don't want to be. And, but yeah, I don't think I would have ever been able to do that if I wouldn't have just like stopped everything.
You know how December hits and everything is just a lot? The parties, the errands, the kids' schedules, the late night rapping sessions. By the time things finally slow down, all I want is a moment to just relax and feel cozy again. That's why I love gifting Cozy Earth. It's the kind of gift that actually helps people unwind instead of adding to the chaos. Everything they make is truly next level comfortable. Their bamboo sheets especially are one of those gifts that people actually use every single day. They're made from viscose, from bamboo, so they're super soft, breathable, and temperature regulating. You know that moment when you crawl into bed and it just feels right? That's the Cozy Earth feeling. And what I love most is that it's the gift that keeps giving long after the holidays. It's not a one and done present. There are the sheets someone will be sleeping in June, in September, in the middle of next winter. It's like giving someone better rest, and honestly, who doesn't need that? The quality is unreal too. Cozy Earth products look and feel luxurious, and they hold up. That's why they give you a 100-night sleep trial and a 10-year warranty. They know once you try them, you're going to be obsessed. So if you're looking for a gift that feels more like an experience, something thoughtful, calming, and actually useful, this is such a good one. Give the gift of everyday luxury this holiday season. Head to CozyEarth.com and use my code Dani for up to 40% off. Just be sure to place your order by December 12th for guaranteed Christmas delivery. Listening after the 12th, don't worry. My code still works year-round for 20% off, and if you get a post-purchase survey, be sure to mention you heard about Cozy Earth from right here at De-Influenced. Okay, so I had one of those weeks recently where every single day felt like a sprint. School schedules, work deadlines, podcast recordings, holiday prep, it was like one big long blur. And when life gets like that, the first things to fall apart for me is meals. I either skip lunch completely or grab something random and I regret it later. That's why Tempo is the perfect option for any busy family. They deliver fresh, chef-crafted, dietitian-approved meals right to your door, and they're actually good. Like real ingredients, amazing flavors, and they're ready in 2 minutes. 2 minutes. Each meal is perfectly portioned for lunch or dinner, and the variety keeps things exciting. They have 20 new recipes every week, so you're not stuck eating the same sad turkey sandwich over and over again. One day I'll grab something protein-packed, another day something lighter or a fiber-rich option when I'm trying to reset after a weekend. No matter your goals, they seriously have a meal that fits. And I didn't realize this until recently, but Tempo was the official partner of the 2025 CrossFit Games. So these meals aren't just convenient, they're built to actually support performance and real nutrition. It's flexible, it's easy, and it keeps me consistent even when my days are unpredictable. I don't have to meal prep, I don't have to chop vegetables, I just heat, eat, and feel like I made a good choice for myself. For a limited time, Tempo is offering my listeners 60% off your first box. Go to tempomeals.com/Dani. That's tempomeals.com/Dani for 60% off your first box. tempomeals.com/Dani. Rules and restrictions may apply.
You know how the holidays basically turn your house into a revolving door of people, outfits, blankets, and things that just somehow all end up in the laundry basket? It is constant. And with all the chaos, I've realized that having laundry products that just work and smell amazing makes life a whole lot easier. That's where Laundry Sauce comes in. Their whole experience feels elevated, from the packaging to the way the clothes come out of the dryer. The scents especially are on another level. They have that high-end, luxurious vibe that makes your clothes feel a little more special without you having to put in extra effort. And I love how simple they make everything. The pre-measured pods take the guesswork out of laundry, which is perfect for those busy holiday weeks when you're juggling 10 things at once. Their signature and essentials package includes everything: detergent pods, scent boosters, dryer sheets, so your whole routine is covered. Their new Himalayan cashmere fragrance is so cozy and gentle. It's hypoallergenic and designed for sensitive skin with this soft mix of warm amber florals and a little sandalwood. It's one of those scents that feels comforting the moment you open the dryer. And honestly, the subscription option just makes sense for this time of year. No emergency store runs, no carrying heavy bottles. Everything shows up when you need it. Laundry is already unavoidable. It might as well be enjoyable. This holiday season, turn your routine into a ritual with Laundry Sauce. During our Black Friday, Cyber Monday signature sale, you'll save up to 40%, get $75 in free gifts and free shipping at laundrysauce.com. It's the perfect time to treat yourself or gift the world's most luxurious detergent to someone you love.
So that's where the length of the break came in. Like, where then I decided, okay, if I'm going to change, it's going to take time, and I'm going to have to do it for 30 days at least, because, it takes 30 days to build a habit. And so that really, like, the first thing that I knew I needed to fix was my relationship with God. Like, I knew I think that I had such a surface level relationship with God because I was so ashamed. Like, I think whenever and it's not even ashamed, like, I just knew. It's almost like where you know the areas that you need to improve. And so you're just like, okay, God, like, I know, like, we'll talk about it later. So because I know I'm not doing well in this area, then I can't come to you for anything else,
Mm.
And so I just decided, I was like, I have gone to insane lengths in my life to pursue my career. Like, I have tried to get on an airplane when I'm in the emergency room to go to QVC. Like, I have flown private to make this Forbes event, spent, tens of thousands of dollars to get on this private plane so that I can go speak at this Forbes event and then be home to see. Like, I've gone to extreme lengths in my career. Why am I not going to extreme lengths in my faith? And like, what are those, how am I going to do that now? Like, how am I going to be able to take all that energy that I had in my career and focus it now in my faith as a mom at home? And so that's what I was honestly trying to figure out. And so I was reading Revelation at the time. It was really
Heavy.
But like, I just, like, literally, I listened to put on praise and worship music 24/7, and I had it playing in our house. I had it playing on my phone. I couldn't even take a shower without it playing. And I just, like, soaked myself, like, in the Holy Spirit, like, all the time. Like, it was just around all the time. And even the times, like, I didn't, like, know if it was happening or not, or what my intention was. Like I was just always reading scripture or praying and talking to God 24/7. And I talked to him just like this. I'm like, hey God, like I'm struggling. Like I feel like a horrible mom and I feel like this. And my prayers weren't pretty. They weren't like these eloquent things. I wasn't always on my knees next to my bed. There were times I was on my knees next to my bed. But it was just like very raw and real. And I think for the first time I established this like true lifeline that I feel like I never had in my faith, where I actually feel like without prayer and without reading the word and without talking to God and to like praise and without praise and worship, like I don't feel like I'm going to make it. Like I don't feel like I can survive and be the person and be the mom I want to be without my faith now. And so I don't know, it was just really, really cool how I felt like because of that break, God was able to come in and like, I don't know, fill me with the Holy Spirit, fill my home, fill my children, fill my marriage in ways that like I probably had always kind of like kung fu'd out of my life for so long. Um, and so yeah, I mean, overall, I just had to break it all down, just blow it up my life to become the person I wanted to be. And I decided I'm gonna take a break from all the opinions of others. Like, I mean, y'all, I have people that hate my guts. Like, even my neighbors. I have neighbors that literally take videos of my house, and I'm like, dude, we can see your car in the driveway. Sorry, but like, I like people hate me, and like, and that is like to take a break from that for a second and to um like literally shut it out and to not even know it's going on was like the healthiest thing I've ever done in my life. Cause I don't read my hate and I don't read like anything, but like, you know, it comes up in conversation or someone will tell me in passing or a friend will mention this or that. And it weighs on you like in ways that I didn't even really realize. And so I just felt like I was very fragile to it, even though I thought, oh, I've been doing this for 13 years. Like I'm not, I don't care what people think, but I do because I'm human and it hurts sometimes. Um, so yeah, I also took a break from people like unintentionally asking me for favors. I feel like I get a lot of, even just in that, and I love to help people. I really do, but like I think I put myself in positions a lot of times where I agree to too much because I want to help so many people, whether it's a photographer or a small business or whatever it is. And I had to take a break from that because I'm like, dude, I can't even help you. I gotta help myself first, you know? And not only that, but when I help someone, I want to feel like true, like joy and contentment. And I'm doing it from like an authentic place, not because I'm worried about hurting their feelings. Because that's so much of like sometimes the kindness that people portray in their brand. It's like you're doing it because you're more worried about what people think instead of, is this really coming from a genuine, you like giving place? And um, so yeah, there were just like a lot of things that I needed a break from, and I needed to be okay with just like being mom, being a wife, being a mom, focusing on our marriage, and just like really kind of like growing into the person that I really wanted to be. I guess I just talked for so long. I mean, that was probably 30 minutes.
Damn. Didn't plan that this morning. Did you have an outline? Is that all from the
I didn't
dead?
look at it, but I do have one. I can follow it now.
Why did you wake up this morning and decide you were going to share all that?
Well, I mean, I don't know. I don't know.
How do you feel sharing it?
How do I feel sharing that? Let me think about my feelings. No, I mean, I don't know if I feel relief. Maybe I feel like maybe it will relate to someone. A little scary.
Mm-hmm.
Don't know if it made sense.
No, it made a lot of sense. Do you think that we learned this in marriage counseling? I'm going to get curious, which means I'm going to ask you a lot of questions and really try and understand how you're feeling. I guess looking back on the past, you know, I've asked you this a couple times, but I think probably a lot of people feel stuck, you know, in similar bad habits or hamster wheels. Like, I feel like in our marriage, I was always feeling like I could control the situation. I'd be like, oh, let's just turn 2 degrees to the left or 2 degrees to the right, and I kind of always saw the catastrophe coming. I was like, this train's rolling off the tracks, and I tried my best to stop it. Do you think it could have stopped and gotten healthier in any other way?
For me personally, no.
Is that just a personality trait,
No,
or
I
is that
think
most
it's
people?
I think it's undealt with trauma. Like, honestly, I think it was these open wounds that I never actually addressed from like so long ago, that until I was able to heal those and focus on those and understand why why do I feel like I constantly have to be going? Like, why do I feel like I constantly have to be achieving? And why can't I just sit with Dani being Dani? Why is like that never good enough? And like, until I address those things, no, I don't think so. And I don't think I would have known to address those things until I just
Blown it up. Does it make you look back on, the years that you've been sprinting in any different type of way? Like, do you look back on them and are still grateful because that was part of your story? Or do you look back
Yeah.
and say, hey, wow, like that was so unhealthy?
No, I don't even look back at 2024 and wish I did anything differently, because I have such clarity now, and I am very aware that the times that I've made the biggest mistakes in my life is like where I've evolved and learned the most. And like, I know that I have to go through hard times to be stronger. So, but no, I don't even look at 2023, 2022, 2021. Like, I look at everything so positively. Like, I really do. And probably more positive than you. Like, you're probably like, oh my gosh, 2024 was such a hard year. She was sick all the time. And I don't look at it like that. Like, it was hard and it was challenging, but, and I definitely was discontent, but I'm just like so thankful for all of that. Like, I'm so thankful for a rock bottom. Like, it's gotten me to a place where I'm so desperate for this relationship with God, and I'm so desperate to not continue like the same old patterns. Like, I'm literally desperate. Like, and I don't think that people really change without this gift of desperation. Like, I don't think that they actually cleave to like what they need to cleave to until they've lost it all. And I wouldn't, that sounds like a little extreme because I didn't lose it all, but like, you know,
We almost did.
I mean, people were like, I'm like, I took a break on Black Friday and Christmas, and people were like, okay, we know she's being serious now. And that's just like a silly thing. But like, you know, yeah, I mean, one day maybe I'll share more about my rock bottom, but like, it was bad. It was bad. And
It was bad for us too.
yeah, it was bad for our
Like,
marriage.
I think that it was, I don't want to say that we almost lost it all in terms of our marriage, but I mean, it was very bad.
You know how the holidays have this way of turning every business owner into a professional plate spinner? Even if you're not the one printing labels or shipping orders, there's still a million decisions happening all at once. Launch timelines, inventory planning, marketing pushes, sales forecasts. It's exciting, but it can get overwhelming fast. And that's exactly why we rely on Shopify to keep everything running smoothly behind the scenes. When we first started Divvy, we were figuring everything out on the fly, and Shopify just made it all make sense. It's like having your entire business in one place. Products, sales, analytics, and even your social channels, all connected. You can literally run it from your phone. Whether you are managing a growing brand, selling at an event, or just testing out a new idea, Shopify makes it simple. And now they've got Shopify Sidekick, their built-in AI assistant that's actually helpful. It gives you content ideas, reports, suggestions, basically a smart business partner that doesn't need coffee breaks. I've used it to get real insights into what's working and what we can tweak heading into the next launch. So whether you are planning your next big product drop or finally launching that idea you've been sitting on, Shopify takes all the guesswork out. It's not just for the pros, it's for anyone ready to start. So if you're ready to take the next step in your life, whether that is merch, your own hair care line, or something in between, go to shopify.com/Dani and make it happen. It doesn't matter where you are at in your entrepreneur journey, Shopify is there to make your life and selling journey easier.
Okay, if you're anything like me, you love good skincare, but you also live in the real world. I don't have time for a 3-hour spa day. I barely have time to finish my coffee before it gets cold. So finding a place that gives real results in under an hour, that has become my love language. That's why I'm obsessed with Face Foundry. It's an open concept facial bar, and they make skincare feel approachable and actually doable. You can literally walk in on your lunch break, get a targeted facial, and walk out glowing without blowing your whole day or your whole budget. The vibe is so refreshing too. No robes, no cucumbers over the eyes, just efficient, effective treatments in a space that still feels relaxing and elevated. Their estheticians are amazing. They don't just treat your skin, they help you understand it, which I love. And the services, oh my gosh, whether you're dealing with dryness, acne, dullness, or you just want that sculpted, lifted look, which is what I've been wanting this pregnancy, they have a facial for it. Cryo, dermaplaning, lymphatic sculpting, all the things that make you feel snatched and refreshed. And if you're into low maintenance glam, their lash lifts, tints, and brow laminations are the perfect finishing touch. The best part, facials actually become part of your routine. They're affordable, they're fast, and they have over 65 locations so you can keep up with your skin no matter how busy or chaotic life gets. Visit facefoundry.com and use code Dani at checkout for 20% off your first service. That's facefoundrie.com and use code Dani for 20% off your first service. Okay, so I have to tell you, I recently got to sit down with the founder of Evlo Fitness. That interview is actually coming out soon. I'm super excited. And after talking with her, I was like, wow, I already love the workouts, but now I trust the app on a whole new level. When you hear the science, the intention, and the heart behind it, it just makes everything click. Evlo is honestly one of the smartest ways to strength train from home. It blends traditional weightlifting with Pilates-inspired principles, and everything is created and led by doctors of physical therapy. So you're not just following random moves, you're learning from people who deeply understand how the body works. What I love is how intentional it is. Every week you get new 35-minute classes with structured workout tracks depending on whether you want to train 3, 4, or 5 days a week. It's so easy to stick to because the plan is already laid out for you. You just show up, hit play, and you know you're hitting each muscle group with the right form and the right amount of volume. And if you're pregnant or postpartum, they thought of that too. Their prenatal and postpartum programs are truly next level. You plug in your due date and the app literally gives you classes that match your exact week of pregnancy, all taught by Dr. Shannon when she was in the same gestation week. It feels so supportive and personalized. The workouts are low impact, but the results are so real. So many women say they've tried everything, but Evlo is the first thing that helped them feel stronger, more energized, and see changes without burning out. It's joint-friendly, evidence-based, and perfect for anyone who wants strength without the stress. Visit evlofitness.com and use code Dani for 6 weeks free. You get a free 2-week trial plus your first month at $0.
I mean, I saw the train going off the track and I just wanted to stop. And it's funny because I think that you think that now I look back on 2024 as negative and I don't. Like, it took me a second, but for like this moment of clarity now, I have no regrets about 2023 or 2024 or any of the other years of health prior, because now it's just part of our story.
Yeah.
It's not something I have to look at as like regret or loss. It's like, oh, that led us to this like moment of reprieve and redemption.
Yeah.
Where it's like, I mean, I think that this year in our marriage is probably going to be healthier than ever.
Yeah. And
which is wild.
You know, and it was hard. Like, we, even as a married couple, we had to work through, and just so you go, there was no like infidelity or anything like that.
Yeah,
like that's not what we're talking about. But in our marriage, like, we had to work through a lot because all of a sudden I'm not consumed with work 24/7. I can't throw myself into, when I'm not feeling good enough, I can't throw myself into a video to post to see if it does well, to feel better about myself. And so I'm sitting with a lot of emotions, and people didn't like that. They didn't like that about me. And it was hard, and I didn't know what to do with the emotions. I had a lot of them, and I had a lot of like built up resentment and anger that I finally had to sit with and be like, I'm angry at this person or this, and I have to deal with my emotions, and I can't just shove it under the rug anymore. And most importantly, not even just for me and our marriage, but for my kids. Like, my kids need to know that it's okay to have feelings, and it's okay to, but like, they need to know how to deal with them, and they need to know like, hey, mommy is not always right. Mommy has to apologize sometimes too. And mommy's working on herself. And I was just so sick of like talking about the mom I wanted to be or the faith I wanted to have. And I just wanted to start living it. Like, I want my daughter to see mommy in the Bible and in the word every morning. I don't want to be like, we read the Bible. I want her to just be like, oh, I observe that my mom does that. And I don't want to be like, when we are sick, we pray. Like, I just want, when she comes over and stubs her toe, we immediately just start praying to Jesus. Like, we don't talk about it. We just do it. Like, our faith is a lifestyle and we live it out. We don't talk about it anymore. And that was something I was really frustrated with my childhood, was just always talking about my faith and like, what does it actually look like to live it out? And that's what I'm challenging myself with the most right now. And like, why do I have to put my kids into the daycare when I go to church? Why can't they come and praise and worship with me for 30 minutes first? Like, why am I following all these rules? Like, I want them to see what it looks like to praise and worship and like to praise God. Like they've never seen that before. And why is, this is such a stupid example, but like Stella knows all the words to Taylor Swift, but she doesn't know the words to my favorite praise and worship songs. Like those are all little things, but they're just little examples that you can see that maybe we're not creating the fruit in our home that I want. And sorry, when I said we, but me,
Yeah.
because I'm trying to work on myself and not other people. That's another thing that I learned is like, I got to focus on keeping my street, my side of the street clean, and you can't control anybody else around you. You just focus on you and everything else will happen around you. But, so yeah, I think I just decided to fight for my children. Like my children are everything, and I've decided to fight for them.
What are some other like, the biggest decisions you've made around your life and your business that have been most helpful in like protecting this piece?
I do feel like I've shared a lot of them, but with my business in particular, the way that I came back online, I know it kind of pissed a lot of people off.
Why is that again?
Because I wasn't doing stories as much. And I don't know. Here's the thing about me. Like, I hate a plan. I hate plans. And I hate saying I'm going to do, like, when I come back online, I'm going to do this, this, and this. Or in 2 months, then I'll start doing this. And like, I hate that. Like, I so like to go with the flow. I like to see where the wind blows me. And I'm like, if I feel like posting something that day, like, I want to be able to do it, as long as what I've learned is there are priorities. Like, and I've always said there are non-negotiables. But I don't know if I realize I have so many non-negotiables. Like, I have a lot of things that I need on a daily basis to be healthy, like a lot. It's hours of like, I need to be able to wake up with my kids, pack their lunch, do my quiet time. I need to be able to work out. I need to be able to pick up my kids from school, whatever it is. Like, it's not just like one thing. It's like hours. And all of those things, I do therapy now. I do marriage counseling. I do all these things that are requirements just for me to be the basic level functioning Dani that I need to be, like just basic. And those things like cannot be tampered with. And in the past, those things were the first to go. And I still did them, but they were like, got to do this video. Therapy's not going to make sense this week. Okay. Got to do this. Okay. I'm not going to take my kids to school. Okay, got to do this. Okay, then Stella can do gymnastics on her own, whatever it was. And they were just so wishy-washy. And now I'm learning the like importance of them and like of the consistency of them. And so what I've learned is those are the boulders in my week, and they can't move, but then work can flow and can make sense around those things. And unfortunately, now with these massive boulders, I can't do as much. Like, and maybe it's not unfortunately, it's probably a good thing, because what I've learned is too much of anything without, balance, you start to resent it. And like, you start to resent these beautiful blessings in your life, like these giveaways or this, these videos that I get to film that should be so fun and funny and uplifting. And you start to hate them. And not because you actually hate them, you're just not fulfilled in other ways. I always refer to my wellness wheel now, and like, there's so many parts of your wellness. It's spiritual, it's physical, it's intellectual. Like, I need to be reading. Like, instead of being on my, whatever I was doing, now I puzzle every night, which is like just a very calming, peaceful activity. Or I read, and I'm not just reading to read, like I'm reading to fill myself up, And so all these different like aspects of my wellness wheel, like I literally have one next to my bed, and I look at it, I'm like, did I feel all the wellness? What was lacking today? Did I, take care of myself intellectually? Did I talk to my friends? Was I social? Was I maintaining my relationships? Was I this? When you're working 24/7, all of that goes out the window. It's not prioritized. And so, yeah, you have to be the hardest thing for me was being okay with not being like 100% on my A game when it came to my career. Like that was so, I don't know why that was so painful for me. Like, but I think it's because I truly felt like that's what made me important. Like that's what made me unique and loved and special. And it was like, it's sad, you know?
Mm-hmm. Don't you feel like the more, because I think that we've both been learning to like let go of that, like career driven identity. Don't you feel like the more that you've let go, like the more that it's not like Danny's doing all of these wins. It's kind of like God's been able to kind of step in and almost like, bless you professionally still too. Like I thought the most ironic thing was when you were on a break, you always assumed, oh my gosh, everyone's going to hate me. Like I'm gone. I'm irrelevant or whatever. And, while you were gone, Divi's serum won WWD's like 2025 product of the year. Oprah's editors like chose it as the best overall product. You got nominated for EY's Entrepreneur of the Year, which is like a huge deal. And to me, as just kind of like watching from the sideline, for me, the lesson felt like, man, both of us, but like you had always felt like I have to. And if I let up and if I don't do this, like I'm not earning my keep. Like, and it really kind of almost allowed for you to take a step back and for God to be like, hey, I got you.
Yeah.
Like this all isn't you. You've thought it was, and I let you think it was for a long time, but like I've got you.
Yeah.
Have you felt that at all since you've stepped back?
Yeah. I mean, God has been so good, so good to me, even in the prior years. Like it's almost like humorous, like how he like, it was so hard going through what we've been through the past couple of months, but like it never was too much. It was like, and then the times whenever I'd be like, struggling the most, like he always throws you a little bone like that.
Yeah.
Like, and, but honestly, like, and I'm just so like, I'm so grateful and I'm so excited about all of those things. And like, and I feel like now I can see that they're God's blessings, like instead of just being like, oh, we did it or whatever. But yeah, I it's like so funny because I'm like, God, I wasn't even worried about that. Like I wasn't even worried about Divi right now. Like, or
I know. And I guess I do have this question too. Like, why even come back to social media at all? Like you were in such a healthy place and there was kind of this moment where you were like, and I never thought I would hear you say this. You were like, nah, I'm okay without it.
yeah.
And you were so content. And I was content that you were content. Right. And you were an amazing mom. And I just saw this like new health in our home. And I feel like you had that from a very healthy place. You were kind of like, well, you know what? Like I do realize and recognize with my therapist, like I do want to work. And so like, I guess my question is like, why come back at all?
Yeah. I mean, I did miss it. And I think there were times I was like, I miss it, but I could, if I really needed to, I could find other, like if I couldn't figure out a healthy balance with it, I could find other ways to fill my cup. And I honestly still feel that way about social media. Like if I can't figure it out and do it in a way that makes sense for me and I start to lose myself again and I'm not able to be the mom I want to be or the wife I want to be, then I I think I could find other ways to serve people and to like make people laugh and to be creative. But I love this way of doing it. Like this is like this is my dream job and I'm like I love it and I've loved it since I started. I got lost in it I think because I loved it so much, too much. I think I idolized it. Um and it became everything for me, but I still want to be a part of it in like a healthy way. And I really um like I feel very grateful for the people in my audience that have like stuck around and who are still like, I notice that they're actual people, you know, they don't just feel like numbers to me. And it feels very serious, this role I have. But at the same time, it doesn't, because I'm not a serious person. But like, it feels like I, I don't understand why God gave me this platform, but I know it was God given because like, I know just like, there's no way, like, why me? Like, it has to be from God. And so I know that there's ways that I can use it, in really positive ways to impact people. And like, I don't want to waste that, but I just need to figure out a way to do it right.
I think there's a large part of your or a subset of your audience that is like other creators. Okay. And what you and I both know about this space is like everyone's kind of looking at one another and being like, oh, well, she's killing it and look at the pace that she's running. And so I need to run at that pace too. And what's been really interesting for me is like when I put my consumer of social media hat on, is I think audiences are now kind of waking up and realizing that the pace that most of these creators are running is like inhumane, right? And I think they're like, hey, it's not admirable anymore. It's kind of like ick. It's like, ugh, like this is so much. Like you're in the hospital, like you're running yourself ragged, and like you think it's for us, but like you can't get off. And so my question is like, in all of these lessons that you learned, what would you tell the other creators that follow you that are like looking to what Dani Austin's doing to kind of try and figure out how to like model their career off of it too?
Hmm. It's so funny because I get stuck in the same thought pattern. I'm like, man, these girls are doing so much, like they're killing it, but like they're probably struggling too.
They're struggling. I that's why I brought up the question, is because I think the original reason we created this podcast was kind of to like de-influence what goes on behind the scenes. And I think what's really cool about your story is that I think that there's a lot of people, and this isn't like egotistical or, you know, propping you up or anything. I think there's a lot of people who looked at Dani Austin's career and were like, I want that. Right. And what you're being vulnerable about saying is like, hey, listen, like I got it. And here were the challenges and the shadow sides of it. Right.
Yeah.
And so it's a cool opportunity almost for you to speak to them, all these people who are feeling like they aren't enough.
Yeah.
And are feeling like they need to keep up with XYZ other creator or this demographic.
Mm-hmm.
Like, what would you say to them now?
Yeah. I mean, it is obvious we live in like a pretty sick culture where we are all, not all, but like majority of us are prioritizing this like false reality it's not really real. It's not real. And I've been guilty of the same thing. And it's like, it's kind of like making us all mentally ill, honestly. And like the anxiety and the self-esteem issues we have.
Are you talking about two creators?
Yeah, maybe to creators. I'm sure people that aren't creators probably feel this in a different sense in their world somehow. I mean, I think people that aren't creators that are just still posting like pictures on Facebook or their lives. Like,
yeah, true.
When I was on MySpace, I was doing the same thing. So I think we kind of all, not all of us, but a lot of people probably feel similar. But like, I think just acknowledging that first and knowing like actually what everybody else is doing is unhealthy, and like we are kind of all sick to get together, like acknowledging that, and then acknowledging like it's okay to do things differently. And then, you know, for me, like literally what I did is I wrote down, I was like, what is like the type of mom or the type of person like I want to be? And I kind of like assessed where I was at and where I wanted to be, and like this dream version of myself that was so actually attainable. Like it actually was. If I could just let go of this pride that I had about this is what makes Dani important and this is what makes, like, it was all actually what I wanted was so much less than what I was like trying to achieve. Like, and so I literally wrote it all down. And then I was like, okay, this is who I am. This is who I want to be. How am I going to get there? And that was the hard part. Because what I realized was the way I was going to get there did not work with where I was at.
Yeah.
And there was honestly no way. Like, and maybe for you who could destruct things so perfectly, and you could take one brick down and the next brick down, and then chisel away here and chisel away.
Why do I
No,
feel
I was
like you're
like-
being condescending?
I was
when
like-
you say it?
No, I was like, I'm gonna blow this shit up, like, and I'm gonna be left with like the fire and the flames, and I'm like, this is exactly what I wanted. I wanted this to happen, not really, but
Yeah.
like I kind of did. And then so like I'm not telling every creator to blow their life up, but I think you would be shocked at how much you're going to learn about yourself, or the feelings that you're going to feel, or what you're going to have to sit with or stare at when you just stop. I mean, I'm just going to be honest with you guys. Like, I lost millions of dollars in November.
Yeah.
Whether it was on the Divi side or the Dani Austin side. And I would do it all over again. I
Same.
literally would do it all over again, 10 times over. I did not care whatsoever, because what is all of that? First of all, I don't even really, we always talk about, I'm like, I don't even really want anything, but like, it's not even about them. It's the fact that I was achieving that made me feel something. But like all of that is worth nothing if I can't be the person I want to be. Like, how am I even going to use and steward those resources that God is blessing us with if I can't even have the clarity to know where they're supposed to be? Like, it's messed up. And so yeah, I would just say to other creators is like, write down who you want to be, and then meet with a therapist, meet with your husband, meet with a friend, and be like, all right, how am I going to get there? And just start taking things away that aren't fulfilling and aren't life-giving in your life. And taking the things away is the hardest part. That was the hardest part for me. Building it back was the fun part, honestly. Looking at my day and being like, all right, what book am I going to read? What prayer am I going to say? Like, all these things. I was like, oh, this is actually kind of fun. Like, I put together my own praise and worship playlists. I did, I built my own like strict routine with my kids. I took my kids like to all these amazing fun things. I got really into scheduling, scheduling like everything like Jordan likes to schedule, because usually I'm more spontaneous, and like now I'm like
my protege.
Yeah, and I'm like from 1 to 2 on Monday I'll be with Stella, then 2 to 3 I'll be with Stratton, and then 4 to 5 I'll be with Summit. Like, and like usually I just be like, whatever, we'll just see I'll see you when I see you, but just that intentionality in my life has like made a huge difference, especially with my kids.
Yeah. When this is kind of like relevant, but when you blew up your life, it kind of blew up mine too. And so
I'm like, oh, it did?
Yeah.
Oh,
and
sorry.
so
Sorry about that.
when my life was blown up, I know that you don't think I do this, but this is the only thing that actually got me through that season and feeling any type of hope. But for a pretty consistent 3 weeks, like I would wake up and I would journal and I would try and find 3 things I was grateful for.
No, you didn't.
I swear to you. I know that you never give me credit for this.
It's funny because I make him do this every day now. I make him tell me 3 things you never told me that.
Yeah, so I did when and so I did it for the month of pretty much December. And it was so funny. What I learned when I was doing that is it never was the big things I was grateful for, because a lot of big things were still happening. Like, we hired really good executives at Divi. Like, a lot of big things were happening. For about 7 days straight, the things I was grateful for were being able to work out, my first cup of coffee, because it gives you that like first initial buzz.
We love a good buzz.
And it was something about our kids. And I was like, oh my gosh, like it was very, looking back, I didn't see it this way. I saw it as like, Dani blew up our lives, right? I was like, why'd you do that?
You're like, I hate her. Dani Austin must die.
A little bit, yeah. But I was like, oh, it's so much simpler, right?
It's like it doesn't take much.
It doesn't take much. And it was never.
It's never like my yacht.
And I think what I'm going through right now is trying to reconcile, if we had that laundry list of things that we had accomplished in 2024, and at the end of the day, like, to be happy, I need my family and my kids. I need to be able to like do something active, and I need a cup of coffee. Like, I think where I'm at is like, why strive? And I'm in a process where God's like reconciling my ambition to be like, okay, here's the goodness of it. I think you're ahead of me in understanding that it's not about us and it's not about our wealth or our family or our kids' wealth. It's more about like stewardship. I'm just not like, my mind gets it, but my heart's not fully there. But I think that that's where it seems like you're getting.
Yeah.
It's more about stewardship.
Yeah, stewardship. And at a certain point, you can't just always be healing internally and looking inside. Like at a certain point, you have to start shifting and serving. Like that's going to actually keep the wheel turning, and it keeps the contentment and your like relationship close to God, because at a certain point, it's like, okay, like, you know, you've done enough with yourself. And yes, you need to take that break, and you need to focus on yourself, and you need to be selfish. And like, I skipped every single event with my friends. Like I skipped everything. I was not present with any of my friends. I wasn't even texting people back. That works for a season. That's not going to work forever. Like, and so, so yeah, that's where I'm kind of getting at is like, all right, now how do I take all this goodness? How do I take this message? How do I take what God has like taught me, and how do I use it ultimately to serve him and to glorify him? Because yeah, then it's all for naught.
So this is a good wrap up question.
But I just want to touch on the gratitude thing.
My gratitude or your gratitude?
I want to focus on that just for a second, because I would say if I did have a regret of 2024, and if there's anyone that's listening to this podcast, if there's anything you take away from it, this one little thing could actually change your life, and it's doing what Jordan did. And you can even start like a text group with like some of your girlfriends, or like, why are you laughing?
Oh, I was just laughing because I did it on ChatGPT, and I was just remembering this time that I felt like ChatGPT became sentient and asked if it could pray for me. And I was like, okay, I don't like this. Sorry.
Maybe don't do it with ChatGPT.
No, honestly, it's super beneficial though, because now I can go and like ask them like,
it's possible that
like
it will
remembers all my struggles.
It's possible it could become the Antichrist though. So like we'll talk about it later. But so like I don't know, it's probably better to do it with other beings that have souls, like a friend or a husband, or maybe like your mom or something. But reflecting every day on 3 things that you're grateful for. I know it sounds so like, you know, I don't know. Frou-frou, like so frou-frou. But it is, I wish so badly I would have done that in 2024. Like, because there is so much to be grateful for, and you will realize, like we said, how little it actually takes, like to actually be content, and to like I don't know, have what you really need. And it's not much. And it's like, I wish I would have had that perspective, because there were so many amazing things. Instead of focusing on what it's going to do, is it's going to shift your perspective on life. Like it's going to help you deal with resentments. Like you're going to realize how stupid some of the things that you're sitting on. Now, some of them are valid, don't get me wrong, but you're going to like reflect and be like, wow, like this is so stupid that I was caught up on that. Like when you actually sit back and see like what you're grateful for. So if there's anything you take from this, like just try it for like a week. It's amazing. And like Jordan said, it doesn't have to be like these big, massive things. Like it can be like, man, I got the best pair of socks. And like when I put these socks on with these shoes, like my feet feel so good. And like, I'm so grateful that when I walk around, my feet feel good. Like
it probably honestly will be small things like that.
It's little things like that you're just like, wow, that was awesome. And so
the funniest thing when you went through your hours upon hours of therapy is the most frustrating thing was that Dani had mastered gratitude so much that anytime I was sad or angry about something, she'd be like, whoa. What are 3 things you're grateful for? And I'm like, I'm mad at you because you blew up our lives. And she's like, well, we're not talking about that. What are 3 things you're grateful for? And it would like infuriate me to no end. It honestly kind of still does. I'm still triggered, but it's like,
I never used it like that. I usually just say 3 things you're grateful for like in the morning.
No. But what I think that you did was you forced me, because you had kind of like, you had seen the well, right? And you wanted to lead me to the well. And you were like, you forced me to these things.
I wanted you to stop chasing things that was my thing.
Or thinking that my circumstances, if you're angry at this thing, if this is corrected, you're going to be happy. Like you wanted me to like realize that it has nothing to do with that thing. That what is in your control is like what you're grateful for.
Yes, because so many times, like, we're taking calls past 5 o'clock, or we're feeling like we have to fix this issue like instantly, or we're focused on, oh my gosh, this person said this about me. And instead of looking up and being like, we live 5 minutes from like like a beautiful lake that we can walk and like accomplish so much healing around. And like, that's like we live in such a cool place. Why do we feel like we always have to be like looking at houses online? Like, we
Yeah.
should be so thankful. Like, this is amazing. And like, we have, like our kids are healthy. Like, our kids are healthy. Like, that's huge. That's massive. And like, it should bring us to our knees in gratitude and thankfulness every day, not like, what's next, or why is Stella acting this way, or why doesn't she want to play soccer? Like, I don't know those.
I never thought I would say this. Like, you would ask me November, December last year, I was like, it's over. Life is torpedoed. Babe, I feel like we are so back. Are we back? I feel like we are so back right now. Like, our marriage, like everything might be so back.
It's like not even funny. How back we are.
I do want to end on this question. So you kind of started your story by saying that you, ever since 6th grade or whatever, is always about like, Dani Austin is not valuable without these things, right? What do you think that God is saying about you now? Or what do you hear God saying about you now?
So deep. I'm a daughter of the High King. No. But I think it's funny that I was reading Revelation while this was all going down, because it's, if you haven't read it, you got to read it. It's wild. It's a wild book. But like, something that I've really been able to believe and like capture lately is that like like God has already won. And because I believe in God, and because I am a daughter of like Christ, I have already won too. So I don't know, like, I feel like a winner. I feel like a winner, and like it puts everything also into perspective, because I'm like thankful for that. But also I feel like I have this purpose and this message, and like, I want other people to win too, and I want them to see that as well. And so yeah, I don't know. I feel like God's telling me like, hey, like, we already won. Like, calm down.
Like, chill out.
Like, chill out.
I'll take that. That's a great answer. Profound.
Okay, so we will end this podcast with saying
Like,
3 things where,
kind of hard.
like, I literally,
I feel like this is like so vulnerable.
No, it's not.
No,
it
I know.
needs
For
to
me, it
become
feels vulnerable.
okay. Well, it will become less.
Okay.
I make Stella do it. What did she say last night? She said something so funny. Oh my God, I can't remember. It was like so silly.
Oh,
She's
in
so
bed?
funny. Yeah. What did she say? You walked up and we were talking about
Yeah,
it.
she said it was like swimming or something, or like,
I have no.
yeah, I don't know.
It was, I don't know. Anyway, okay. So, yes. What are 3 things that you're grateful for?
I'm honestly grateful for this podcast. I feel like it's it felt like we had to kind of show up, and there was just like this whole season that we went through, and it was like really hard to kind of like just put that to the side in our private lives. It feels good that it's kind of like out and talked about, and I'm really proud of you for this podcast. 2, I would say I am just really thankful. This podcast reminded me of just like the complete ownership that you've taken over like motherhood with our children. And it's like, it's hard for people to understand and know unless you like lived in this home with us, but it's like insane. I mean, it's like the mother is always going to be the heart of the home. And I believe that to my core, because I tried to be that, and I couldn't do it. And I'm just really proud of you, and I'm grateful for that. And then 3 is we get to leave and not work after this, and like go look at some houses.
We were just talking like we're content in our houses, and we're like, we're going to look at houses.
Yeah.
No, those are great.
But only to fill it with mini niños.
Yeah, that's honestly our biggest issue is we're out
of bedrooms.
We want more kids, and we have no room. So, okay. So mine are not as deep.
It's okay.
Okay. I'm grateful for my brown cowboy boots that I'm going to wear today because literally like no shoes fit me right now. Also no clothes fit me. And I found this outfit in my closet too. So I'm grateful for this outfit.
It looks great.
This is the first time I've not worn sweats. Have you noticed that?
Oh yeah. No, it looks great.
It's kind of sweats, but they're like, it's like a skirt. And then I'm grateful for, Theo Vaughn podcast right now on YouTube. Oh my God.
I know you're like obsessed with him. It's so funny.
funny.
He's like been around for forever,
Oh
and you're
my
just
gosh.
like, have you heard of this Theo Vaughn guy? And it's like, yeah, everyone has.
He is so funny. Like his humor is like he's quick.
Yeah, he's very smart.
Oh my gosh, I can't even repeat some of the things he says though. I'm also thankful for my Spectra hospital grade breast pump.
Yeah.
I feel like it really cleans it out, cleans the milk out.
The sound is a very strange form of ASMR. Let me tell you.
I got it from
it's like a slurp.
My hospital had I got it through insurance, which was like cool. I was like, oh, this stuff works, insurance. Sorry.
Oh, y'all do something?
You'll actually do something that helps me.
Gen Z will love that comment.
Yeah, they sent it like 2 days after I got home, and I was like, oh my gosh, this is the best thing insurance has ever done for me that I'm aware of. So yeah.
Cool.
You know what? Comment 3 things you're grateful for below.
I thought she was gonna say, let's please end in a prayer.
No. Comment 3 things below you're grateful for too. We gotta start doing that more. I'm serious. Okay.
They're like, she's growth hacking her podcast with this gratitude bullcrap she made up.
Okay, seriously though. Okay. I love you guys and we'll talk to you later. Bye.
Please note that this episode may contain paid endorsements and advertisements for products and services. Individuals on the show may have a direct or indirect financial interest in products or services referred to in this episode.